I am teaching an art class, and because I am teaching an art class, I need to figure out projects for them to do. One of the projects that I've wanted to do for myself, like personally, is those clay tic-tac-toe dishes. I saw them on TikTok when I was still on TikTok. I've just kind of wanted one. And now that I am teaching this class, I have the perfect opportunity for one. So that's what I'm going to be doing with them. So here's this. Um, I'm sure I'm going to tell you how much I hated working with this clay, but in case I didn't, I hated working with this clay. It was soft, which is what I wanted, but it was so sticky. Like you had to work it for a while to get it to not like stick to your hands. It was really hard to work with because it was so soft almost. Like anytime I tried to form like the wall around like the border, it would like flop around and collapse. And it smells like cigarettes. And so I don't know if I'm getting COVID or if that's just how it smells all the time. I'm gonna give it 24 hours, maybe a little more than that, to dry, and then we will paint it. Oh, I forgot to make the pieces. Whatever, I'm not even gonna bother. That's all I can give you right now. Oh, brothers. Okay, it's been 24 hours, but I'm gonna show you. It's still not dry all the way through. It's completely like still clay on the bottom. I just flipped it over. So I think I'm gonna have to wait to paint it, which I bought oil paints to paint it with because I feel like acrylic will dry too quick. Let me show you. This is it. It's still wet, obviously. You can see the top of it. This is the largest crack that we have on the dish. The rest of it's fine. Kind of, less, well, it's less fun the more I look at it, so I'm not going to look at it. I'm not sure how to fill the cracks. I just know that they're there. I'm hoping that the paint will kind of solve that, but this needs to dry before we paint it. So we are going to have to wait, I think, another couple hours maybe. I'm not sure how long that's going to take to dry, but for the meantime, I'm going to go out and do something, I guess, because it is snowing out and I don't want to have seasonal depression. Okay, so our board is completely dry. This is the back. It actually cracked a lot while it was drying, and I'm not really sure how to prevent that, except for maybe having to cover it with like a paper towel while it dries, but I'm not sure. The cracks on the top didn't seem to get any worse, which is a good sign, but I'm still not sure if I'm going to be able to cover them with the paint. But we're going to find out, I guess. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to start painting. I bought the 24 set. So it has all these colors and I'm hoping some combination of them will look waffle adjacent. I want to say it's been at least over 24 hours. I have let it sit like this for as long as I can. So now I'm going to to glaze it, I guess. I'm really hoping that it'll fix up all the textural issues and it'll seal everything in. And then I still have to do like the strawberries and the blueberries, but I think I'm going to make that out of the Crayola clay and I'm going to use acrylic. And the reason I didn't use acrylic previously is because I had used acrylic before on the Crayola clay and it flaked off so much easier than this is coming off. But I don't want to sit and wait for the oil paints again. So I'm just going to use the Crayola clay with acrylic paint. And hopefully that'll all turn out okay. Okay, I glazed the tops and the sides, and as you can see, it was really messy, which is why I got the silicone mat to begin with. But this smells super strong. I'm not sure what it is, but it smells like something I should not be breathing. It doesn't say to wear with a mask, but it definitely smells like something that is not good for you. I will be turning on a fan and letting everything air out. It doesn't say how long it takes to dry, but I'm assuming 6 to 12 to 24 hours, as is the usual with pretty much anything. So I will report back on that later. I also have oil paint all over my hands. I didn't notice that. So I have to go wash my hands of all this stuff before it's on my pants. So after applying a second coat of the triple thick to the top and then one to the bottom as well, I moved on to the pieces of the tic-tac-toe board. I went with strawberries and blueberries and just formed those out of the Crayola air dry clay. I tried to keep them as similar in size as possible for the blueberries at least, and then for the strawberries I didn't really care as long as they looked uniform in shape. They don't have leaves, which I think is fine. Once I finish the color of them and put the spots on, I think it'll be okay. But I formed all of those. I made 5 of each and rolled them to size, and then used the end of one of my paintbrushes to give the blueberries their little I don't know what you would call it. I decided to use acrylic paint, which I now remember why I hate using acrylic paint on the air dry clay from Crayola. Every time I do a layer, some of it sticks to my mat, and every time I pick up the piece to do another layer, it peels off the paint and part of the clay at the same time, leaving it all splotchy looking. I'm hoping that eventually the paint will be thick enough to combat all the splotchiness, but right now it's not looking great and I'm not having a good time. I custom mixed kind of the colors together. I have blue and red from my college days and kind of mixed those together to give more of a warm toned effect to the berries. So the red is kind of a darker burgundy kind of wine, and the blue is more on the purple side than it was originally. I'm gonna top them with the triple thick. The tray itself is done for the most part. The only thing left is to coat the berries and I guess show you the finished product.